In a podcast land where thoughts collide, Ryan and Craig will be your guide. No topic too small, no tale too tall. Tune in, laugh out, you'll have a ball. From mysteries deep to light-hearted jokes in a poker rhythm where laughter invokes. Untitled is their name, the fun untamed. Each episode a ride, this shows their claim. Untitled, Brian and Craig, get ready for a twist and a leg shake. In a quirky world where anything goes, join the ride as the madness flows.
Ooh, that was hot.
Yeah, that came in really hard. Okay, hold on. I have to move my cat because she is hovering near the power button of my computer, and she will hit it and turn off my computer.
We don't want that. That could be a problem.
She has done that a few times. So.
Yuki, don't turn off the computers. Where's that Yuki? I can only
That
see the
is
back.
Yuki, yeah.
That looks like Yuki. Yeah, that's Yuki.
Yeah. And
Very
then her daughter is actually, I have a little thing underneath my desk, and her daughter is asleep by my feet.
Oh, that's nice. You're surrounded by cats.
Yes.
I'm surrounded by iPads and computers and
surrounded by screens.
iPhones. Screens. So many screens.
Yes. So
screens.
I worked 2 days this week and then had the rest of the day off because it was Kate's birthday. And so we went to the Cheesecake Factory and bought 4 cheesecake slices.
Nice.
Actually, what did I say last year? An amount of cheesecakes.
A specified amount appropriate for a birthday celebration.
Yes.
You guys just picked out 4 that you wanted and said, we're going to eat these.
Yes. And then we went to, and then Thursday, we went to a dive bar where there was karaoke, and we sang karaoke, and it was good.
Ooh. What's your karaoke jam? What did you sing?
I sang Jukebox Hero by Foreigner.
Okay.
Made popular by Lou Gramm, the singer of Foreigner, obviously.
Right.
And then I had a thing called a trash plate, which was like a meat sauce and heart and sausage and homemade Italian sausage that over fries, and there was like onions and green peppers and all sorts of crap just piled on. It was very good.
So a trash plate. It's a classy sounding dish. Why do they call it? Why don't they call it something? I don't know. If I see that on the menu, it doesn't make me want to investigate it further. I see trash menu. It's like,
oh, it's very good.
It sounds good.
It was made popular in Rochester.
So can we trust it?
In this case, yes.
Okay.
We still must do a sojourn to Rochester in our locked armored vehicle.
I was gonna say, do you have something that's armor plated? Because otherwise, I don't know about Rochester. So.
And then yesterday, I went and I saw by myself the Silent Hill movie, which was very good. It was.
I'm assuming somewhat horror-y. Yes.
Yes, it was it was based on the second game in the series, and it was pretty good. Like, I was honestly surprised. I came in with low expectations and left pleasantly surprised.
That's the best way to go into a movie, is with like hardly any expectations at all. And then no matter what happens, it's like, well, either lives up to the expectations or it exceeds them. But like there's no downside to it. So always the best.
Yeah. And I love just garbage movies. So,
I'm aware. Yes.
I was pleasantly surprised.
It wasn't even a garbage movie. Wait, is that a disappointment for someone like you if you go in thinking it might be a garbage movie and then you actually get like a good movie or a decent movie? How do you feel about that?
I will say I kind of can know what to expect,
right?
But if I am pleasantly surprised, I will say that's kind of good. Because
Okay.
I mean, if you see a movie like, Shark Side of the Moon, I mean, you kind of know what you're getting. And if it's actually a good movie, you're like, oh, that's surprising.
Right. It's not. If you go in watching that movie, have your expectations be a piece of steaming crap, because that's what you will. Those expectations will be fulfilled in the greatest way. So.
Yeah, you don't expect Citizen Kane by any means. So.
Sure. Have you watched Shark Side of the Moon yet?
No, I have not. And by this point, it's a running gag. I actually just found out that Shark Side of the Moon 2 was greenlit. So.
Yeah, well, that's good because it ends on a cliffhanger, like I've said every time we've had this conversation.
Yes.
Right. So you have to watch Shark Side of the Moon. Did you make me do it, or I just do it out of
I told you about it, and
yes,
you did it on a whim
on a whim.
because it was a Tubi original, and you were like, "Oh man, I love Tubi." Hashtag,
Hashtag love
and
the
you were like,
tubes.
hashtag love Tubi, and yeah, you just did it by yourself.
Hashtag twist and a leg shake. So that's our new
Yes,
hashtag, by the way, listeners. If you see twist and
yes.
a leg shake, which should be
You know it's
self-explanatory
official.
if you've listened to the first minute of this episode or any
Yes,
episode, pretty much. Although
yes.
we did have a couple other ones that we were playing with for a while that I think we put on a couple episodes, but I think we've settled into our polka jam.
Yeah, we have that weird one as the first one, and then the last one is kind of like a punk thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's punk, but like alternative rock, I guess.
nothing but the finest quality AI from 2024.
The finest AI slop.
That's correct. But we are real. We are not AI podcaster people. This is all off the dome of real biological people that are made of meat.
Meat. Yes, you too are a basically electrical impulses powering a mech suit made of meat.
Correct. That's what we've got going here. So my week, well, it started by my beloved Broncos playing in a blizzard and only scoring 7 points and losing 10-7 in what was one of the more depressing games to watch because it was right there. And if Bo had been healthy, the Broncos would have won by 30 points, I think. But he wasn't healthy. And we tried to steady up, but it turns out he's a backup quarterback who's not very good. So alas, the Broncos season is over and we have a crappy Super Bowl of two teams I don't like. So there's that.
Well,
But yeah.
who are you voting for? You're voting for
Well, it's not an election, so I'm not voting. I'm not voting for anyone. It's not a voting situation. That would be fun if the Super Bowl was just a big vote. Like, get out and vote for the San Diego Chargers. Although they actually play in Los Angeles now, so I just screwed up. Anyway, I think I'm cheering. Cheering is a strong word. I think I want the Patriots to lose. That's my rooting interest in the game. It's not that I want the Seahawks to win because I still have a grudge against the Seahawks because I went to Super Bowl 48 where they destroyed the Denver Broncos. And probably what will be my only chance to ever go to a Super Bowl. And so I have a grudge against the Seahawks, but I don't need the Patriots winning yet another Super Bowl. Like, they need to have some down times. They had like 2 down years, and now they're back in the Super Bowl again, and I hate it. So, yeah. So that's it for sports now.
Side note, Bill Belichick did not make first round Hall of Fame, and his 21-year-old girlfriend left him. So
did they break up finally?
Oh yeah, it was a win across the board for humanity on that.
I love it. That's great. She was a weird one though, I think.
Yeah. Anyways, take the annuity if you win the lottery and diversify your portfolio.
Yes, also do that. Certainly. And we'll have a movie review next week because we're also a movie review podcast. Probably. I don't know what we're going to review. Shark Side of the Moon if Brian ever watches it, which he won't at this point.
At this point, it's a running gag that I never will. But I will do it eventually, yes.
Sure. I'll believe it when I see it.
After I've watched Osambi, which is Osama bin Laden is now a zombie and taking revenge against the United States.
Yes, you've told me about this one, and I probably need to see that because that sounds ridiculous. But
I'm pretty sure it's going to have some. I'm 99% sure it's going to have some heavy racist overtones. But
yeah, it seems likely. It might not be the most forward-thinking, progressive film that's ever been created.
Yeah.
But also this week, I received in my text messages a photo of Brian with a beard in a state that is odd. As you know, if you listened to the show 2 weeks ago, Brian lost the bet between the Broncos and the Bills who would win. So he had to shave his beard into a monkey tail beard. And he did his best. I will give him full marks for attempts. The problem is he has too much facial hair. And so
it's true.
Like his chin is so fuzzy that it just looked like he had shaved one side of his face and that it looked weird, but it didn't look quite as much like a monkey tail as you might have hoped. But he's a good sport. He did his duty. We'll post those pictures up on the Instagram so you can see what it looked like. He is now clean shaven. He has done his penance. Yeah. He was given the authority to shave completely, and so he has done so. And it'll be about a week. Next week he should have a beard back because he is a very fuzzy man and it grows quickly. So thankfully for him,
correct,
he will have his beard back. It's very distracting today because I'm looking at him and he's Although you've already got some fuzz coming in. It's getting there a little bit, but he's still mostly a clean-shaven gentleman, and it's not right. You need a beard. You need a
No,
beard.
I look like I lost like 15 years off my
You do
actual age.
you look younger. There is no question. You look like you're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to take on the world. But that's not. We all know that's not true. So
We all know I am cynical, and the
that's right.
world has attacked me many
You need the
times.
beard to really get across the cynicism that is the Brian experience. So there's that.
Yes, I am like Samson of the biblical fable.
You've lost all your powers? Oh no.
I've lost my powers.
Oh
No.
no, that's not good. Did Kate tie you down and have the Philistines come in to try to take you captive afterwards? Is that what happened?
Yes, and then I was able to close the gate, or was it move the pillars
Yeah,
and
smash the pillars and have
pour all the
everything
blood.
fall down
Yes.
upon, kill all the people
Yeah.
and himself, I believe, if I'm remembering my
Yes.
Bible stories correctly. Yeah, so
Yes.
cool. Little Bible story. So now we're a Bible story podcast as well. So we've got all
Yeah.
of this going for us,
Oh,
which is
also,
nice.
the Babylonian space wizards from out of time
Yes, they were involved somehow.
fights them off, and then apparently there was another story where Jesus jumps down. I'm not making this up. He goes into the bottom of the sea and slays the Leviathan with a flaming sword.
Is this like in the Book of Mormon or something? What are you talking about?
No, this is the non-canonical adventures of Jesus Christ.
Oh,
They're the non-canonized ones.
none. It's fan fiction. Jesus fanfic is what
No,
that is.
it's real. It's a real story. It's it's just it hasn't been, what is it, approved by the Vatican.
It wasn't approved at the Diet of Worms, which
Yeah,
I
they
think
didn't
that's
like choose this story
yeah,
out.
that one wasn't chosen. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
that one's crazy. Let's not put that one in our book, is what they said.
Yes.
So that's good. Otherwise, this week I continued to DoorDash, and I had my craziest dash of all time yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
I had just gotten off work. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon. So I turned it on and I'm not even leaving the house. I'm just like, we'll see if anything comes in. I'll go do it, potentially, if I feel like it. And about 3 minutes later, I get they give you a notification by going ding, ding, ding on your phone. So you look at your phone, see what the deal is, see how much you could make if you go do it and how far you have to drive and all that. So I pull it up and it says I have to drive 5 miles, which is not that much, and it'll pay me $52. That is an insanely large amount of money for a DoorDash. Generally, I get like between $5 and $7. The most I've ever seen before was like 21, and that was in a snowstorm, like at night, and I had to drive to Castle Rock for it. So I'm like, what is going?
You had to drive to Castle Rock.
Well, that's freaking far away, man. I'll drive there to podcast, but I don't want to drive there for DoorDash. Anyway, but if it's like $21, sure I will. But yesterday, $52, I'm like, dear Lord, what is the catch? Because that's not very far, and that is a lot of money. And then I'm like, it said PetSmart, and I had to pick up 2 people's orders. Okay, that's interesting. So I accept it because $52 is a lot of money for one DoorDash. I'm like, yeah, I'll take $50. Drove down to PetSmart, which is not very far from my house, and I walk in and I find the first person's, and it's this little like hutch kind of thing, like it looks like a cat house kind of thing. Like, well, the cat house is that's a funny word to say. It looks, I don't know, it's like made of leather or something. It's very strange.
Okay.
I picked that up.
Anyways,
and the other item was this gigantic box. Like it was humongous. I'm like, well, I'll take this and see if I can even fit it in my car. I'm like, I want to because it's worth $50. So I take it out. I can't fit it in I just drive a Hyundai Elantra. It is not very big. I tried putting it in the trunk. The box is too big for the trunk. I tried putting it in my back seat. The box won't fit in the door of the back seat. So I'm like, all right, let's see if the passenger seat will work. So I put the seat all the way down, and I have to like wriggle it, trying to get leverage to get like. I eventually get the box into the passenger seat. It's taking up the entire passenger seat. Like if I look to my right, all I can see is box. So basically, I cannot see on the right side of my car. So making left turns is easy. Making right turns is an adventure, Brian. So I figure out a way to get to the destination, taking almost exclusively left turns. And it was only like a mile and a half away, thankfully. So it wasn't too bad. And I could sort of see if I like leaned really forward, there's a little crack. So I wasn't gonna like run over somebody, but I was going real slow anytime I had to turn right. I get there, I take it out. I'm like, oh, that was the easy part, or that was the hard part. I got the big old box out. Everything's fine. Set it down, take the picture, walk away. That's the one that I'm getting my big tip for. The other one is just one that they also threw in. So I'm like, this other one will be easy. So I drive, it's like another 2 miles. Come up to this house, and it is in the swankiest part of Centennial I have ever seen. Very, very big houses, which I didn't know we had in my neighborhood because it's only a couple miles from my house. And I pull up to where the place is that's supposed to be delivered, and there are 3 freshly washed and waxed Mercedes, like an SUV. I don't know what kind they are. They'll have numbers because they're Mercedes, but there's like an
Right.
SUV one, there's like a sports car looking one, and then there was like a, I don't know, a smaller SUV crossover kind of thing sitting there.
Okay.
And they were all like gleaming and black and white, and they looked like they had been like posed in the driveway, not just parked.
Oh God, one of
If you know
those
what I mean.
people.
Yeah. Then I go to walk up the steps, and they have like custom made wood stairs going, like, and they're like polished, and they're like very skinny, but like very, you can tell someone paid way too much money for this porch. Like,
Yeah.
like tens to 20 to 30s of thousands of dollars for this porch. Like, these are people with money, and people with money can
And
be
no-
cool, but they can also suck. And if there are 2 cars where if I see someone driving them, I'm assuming that person's kind of a douche. One of them is a BMW and the other is a Mercedes. This person had 3 Mercedes, or these people had 3 Mercedes. So fortunately, all I had to do is the directions said, leave it on the porch. And it was just this little thing that was probably like 2 feet high and, you know, a
The
foot
cat
by a
hutch.
foot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little cat hutch thing. So I set it on the porch.
So you do the thing, and then what happens?
I set it on the porch. I take the picture. I get in my car, start driving away. I would estimate between 37 and 42 seconds later, my phone starts ringing. I didn't know that DoorDash customers could call their Dasher after the thing has been delivered.
Mhm.
Apparently, that's a thing that they can do.
Okay.
And when I first pick up, I'm like, this is DoorDash. You're receiving a customer call. Do not give any code numbers or any personal information or any blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Like, it gives me this whole rundown of what not to do. And then I'm like, hello? And she's like, Craig? In this, have you ever had someone say only your name and you immediately know that they are a Karen?
Yes.
That was this situation. She said it in such a way that I knew that this phone call was going to suck. I'm like, yes, hello? She's like, you just did a DoorDash at my house. I'm like, that's altogether possible if I just dropped down. She's like, yeah. There's a problem. I delivered it to your house. This is the end of my caring about what's happening here. But I didn't say that. I'm like, oh, what's the issue? It wasn't wrapped up. And my rabbits, they can't get in this because they have allergies and there's now been cross contamination from other. I'm like, dude, it has sat on your porch for 37 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking. Like, no, there's no contamination. It's on top of your immaculate porch. There's no. What are you talking about? She's like, there's other dander. There's things in there. My rabbits can't do that. They're very allergic. They can't have that. It needed to be wrapped up. Why didn't you wrap it up? I'm like, well,
because it didn't fucking say.
Well, also, this is DoorDash, not Door Wrap and Dash. So, like, I'm like, well, that's how it came, and it told me to take it here. So, well, if it's food, you don't just leave it on the porch, do you? You always ring the door. I'm like, well, no, probably 98% of all of my customers, I just leave it on the porch, just like I did with you. And also, the instructions said to leave it on the porch, and she's like,
leave it on the porch.
She's like, well, what can you do? I'm like, we're done. I delivered the thing. I got your $2 tip. End of.
How about you steam clean it?
Yeah, I don't know. Figure something out. I'm like, well, I would recommend calling PetSmart because it came from them. I don't work for PetSmart. I'm not in quality control. This is how it came, and I delivered it. End of transaction. I am no longer responsible for your stupid rabbit hutch. Figure it out. So she's like, well. So I'm like, I don't know, is there anything I can do to help you with this? Like, well, you've made it pretty clear there's nothing you can do. I'm like, okay, well, good luck. And that was the end of the phone call. Jeez. But like, who calls a DoorDasher to complain because the item wasn't wrapped? Like, what world are we living in? So
did she give you like a 0-star review?
You know, I have done probably like 150 deliveries now. I think I've only gotten 12 reviews ever. Like, people don't leave reviews on DoorDash, which is fine because all of my reviews have been 5-star. So I did check later that evening to see if I had gotten a crappy review. I mean, I was trying to be as nice as I could. I was a little more polite than I was just now describing what happened. But but I don't know. But no, she didn't leave me a bad review. She didn't remove the tip. And I thought that was going to be the easy delivery, but that turned into the one where I had to deal with a crazy Karen. So I don't know. That's one of the best things about DoorDash is you very rarely actually have to interact with any of the customers. It's usually just set it on the doorstep and move along. So Or if you
Yep.
do, they're usually very nice and they're happy to have food coming. But apparently, if you're delivering a
Yeah.
rabbit hutch, it needs to be wrapped, Brian. So keep that in mind next time you're delivering a rabbit hutch to someone's house. You got to get some paper and wrap that bad boy up because this woman has expectations.
Noted.
Is all I'm saying. So
Noted.
yeah. I don't understand why people. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. So anyway,
Yeah.
I believe it is time. The news.
I was
All right.
expecting more. That's why I started eating cheeses.
He picked up some chips because he thought he was getting a show. I can't break it down every week, Brian. Sometimes it's just
All right.
Sometimes it's just the teletype, and that's all.
The vibe. Okay.
Yeah. I don't
All right.
I don't have the music in me every week, Brian. Is all I'm saying. Sometimes I
Okay.
do. It's been a hard week, man. I got yelled at by a lady with Mercedeses. The Broncos lost.
Mercedes.
Ooh, is that the plural of Mercedes? Is Mercedes? I like it.
I don't know. It's a German word.
True that. We have a themed news this week, Brian, and that theme is, and then he got arrested, or I should say, she or he, and then they got arrested, because all of these stories this week involve someone getting arrested, which is kind of fun. So, our first story comes to us from suburban Chicago. A man went to a 23-year-old suburban man is now facing felony charges because he went to his neighbor's apartment late at night and walked in. I guess they're friends. Or at least they were friends. And it was almost midnight. And he's like, hey, let's hang out. And the three neighbor friends, or former friends, were like, man, it's almost midnight. Now it's a Saturday, but still, it's almost midnight. We're tired. We don't really want to hang out. They were nice. But they're like, how about we meet up some other time? But I think we'll pass this time. Perfectly reasonable thing to do when someone just drops by your house at midnight asking to hang out. Kind of weird to do that. But this man, all I have is his last name, Patron Ladino. He didn't accept that. He went home, grabbed a machete, walked back into the house, and said, "We're gonna hang out, damn it!" It scared everyone half to death.
Not where I was going with that, but okay.
No one ever expects the man with the machete coming in at midnight. But he entered the door, and fortunately, the people inside were able to get away, and no injuries were reported. But he was arrested for felony home invasion, and will appear in court on Tuesday, and is currently in the Cook County Jail. So, just a tip for our listeners: if it's midnight and you walk over and try to get some people to hang out, and they decide not to, just let it be at that. Like,
unless you're returning the machete.
Yeah, I guess you can bring a machete if you're like, hey, I borrowed your machete. Here's your machete back. Thanks for letting me use it. That's fine.
Sorry, it's the ass crack of the night. But
even that, probably don't return the machete the next morning. Just don't take it back at midnight. Because maybe they're going to assume you're going to start going crazy. But I just want to know what's going through his mind. Like, I need friends now, and you guys won't do it, so I'm going to make you hang out. It's very odd.
Yeah.
Very odd. It gets worse, though, Brian. The news gets worse.
Okay.
A Florida teen has been arrested, Brian, because she and her mom got into a drunken argument. They had both been drinking. Well, I think the teen had been drinking. I'm not sure about the mom.
Okay.
But teenager, I think she's 18, so she's would be tried as an adult. Farrah Kernan was arrested by Martin County sheriffs. Where's Martin? I think that's in Tennessee, if I remember correctly.
I'm
no,
going
Florida.
to assume so.
No, it's Florida. Of course, it's Florida.
Oh, that's right. So Florida woman. Okay.
Florida woman, yes. They started getting into an altercation because the teen daughter was drunk. Eventually, Farrah's mother, Cynthia, who had been getting yelled at, called 911 for help because her daughter started getting violent. And things reached an apex when Farrah, the daughter, smacked her in the face with the right hand and then went and grabbed a pork chop and threw it at her mother, bashing her in the back.
Or raw?
I believe it was cooked. A juicy pork chop. Threw it at her mother. Mom had enough. Police came. There was a video recording of the pork chop being chucked at her. And the arresting officer said that food residue proved that everything was consistent with the statement that the mother was giving. Farrah was taken in. I don't think she's up for any felonies or anything, but she is being held on a $2,500 bond with a single count of domestic battery. So apparently you can go to prison, or at least jail, if you start drunkenly throwing pork chops at your mother. Don't do that. Don't use the machete.
Not something I would ever throw at my mom, but okay.
No, I'm not throwing pork chops at anyone. But if there was a hierarchy of who I might throw a pork chop in a drunken rage at, my mom is so far down the list. I just would never do it.
Yeah.
And neither should you, listeners. This is an educational podcast. Don't throw pork chops at anyone.
Unless she asks you to throw the pork chop at her.
Perhaps there's a contest to see who can get as many kids possible of their own to throw pork chops at them. And if that's the scenario, and you've been given explicit permission and actually been instructed by your mother to throw pork chops at her, in that case, it is acceptable to throw a pork chop at your mother. Just don't do it in a drunken rage when she's not asking for it.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Our third story is probably our worst story. It's from California, just north of the Mexican border in the San Diego metro area.
Okay.
And I want to know her side of the story so bad.
Okay.
A California woman named Alyssa Marie Lira was arrested in Mexico and brought back to the United States this week on murder charges, Brian.
Okay. It's a big charge.
That is a large charge. She is accused of killing her boyfriend, 55-year-old Enrique Gonzalez Carbajal. The Orange County District Attorney's Office announced this week. She has an Anaheim address, but has been living in San Diego. She is charged with one felony count of murder. And here's what happened. She had been dating this man for about 2 months. And then there was a call for a welfare check on the man because no one had heard from him for a bit. So police went to his home.
Okay.
And they found his decapitated body inside of her Anaheim home.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This was back in August. And so she apparently killed him, cut off his head, left his body. There is no known whereabouts of his head. It was just his body.
Oh.
So there's just a headless body in her house, and she fled the country. But Mexican authorities working with the FBI were able to locate her, and she was arrested this week in Mexico and has been brought back to the United States to face charges of murder. I just want to know what happened between this 23-year-old woman and her 55-year-old boyfriend. Something was clearly going down.
Well, I can tell you one thing. He didn't make it first round of the Football Hall of Fame. I mean, it's obviously that's what you do. You either leave them or you kill them.
Cut their head off. Yeah, right. Well,
and then you use their head as a football. That was macabre. Wow.
That was.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy to report that Bill Belichick still has his head, so that's good. That's good. But something went down. Something went down. People were throwing some serious pork chops at each other in this scenario, and then it escalated from there, I think.
Yeah.
And that's pretty macabre just in general to come to do a welfare check on somebody and find them, but not their head. Yeah. And as
well, I'll do you one better. At least you didn't find what could have been their body in a vat of acid.
Oh, that has just slowly. Before. Sort of like the Breaking Bad first season story arc there.
Yeah.
Where they're just
Or if you have a pig farm, you can just feed it to the pigs. I'm just saying.
You've watched a lot of movies about murder, I can tell.
Or what you can do is you can dig a hole, throw the body in the hole, cover it with fly, and then anyways, I'm just getting too in the weeds. Sorry, guys.
Or a wood chipper, just throw the body in it. That's Fargo. No, I know, but that's the Fargo. That just led blood everywhere. That was a bad scene. Yeah, I like the using. I mean, I like when I dispose of bodies. For the record,
it's got to be flashy.
I'd like to say, for the record, I've never had to dispose of a body because I've never killed anyone.
Same. Neither have I.
Right? Yeah, I try to avoid murder or pork chop throwing at my mother. These are two things I try to avoid. And just to cleanse our palate, I have one more story, Brian. I'm gonna read you the headline.
Okay.
And it starts with the best 2 words in a headline that could possibly start with. Brian, what do you think those 2 words are?
Florida man.
Correct. Florida man arrested for exposing himself in public.
Okay.
And here comes the and that's even better. And fornicating with a vacuum.
Wait, hold on. What?
I'll read it again. Florida man arrested for exposing himself in public and fornicating with a vacuum.
Yeah, that didn't get any better the second time, you're
No,
right.
it doesn't. It doesn't become easier to take. Yeah, police in Central Florida were summoned to a private development in Kissimmee on January 22nd to deal with a partially clothed man who was allegedly exposing himself outside a neighbor's home. Police were told that the exposed man had engaged in what they described as a sexual performance with the vacuum cleaner.
Sorry, a sexual performance. Okay, continue. I'm just thinking like he's dancing and he's wearing
Got a top
like a
hat.
flasher coat and he's like twirling it around and then he's like, "What's this?" And then it's like, "Whoa!" And
He's
people
kind
are
of
like,
like,
"Stop! Stop!
all I can
Stop!"
think of is Michigan J Frog. Like he's dressed like that. And, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Yeah,
But he also
it's
has a
like
vacuum
really
cleaner and
making a
is mostly
production out of
nude.
it.
Yeah. Well, it's a performance with the vacuum cleaner. Sexual performance with the vacuum cleaner is quite a sentence.
Correct.
Yeah, the sheriff's office got this bizarre call from this man displaying his private parts, raced over to the Windsor Hills Resort Development, but the 51-year-old suspect had already given them the slip, already leaving the area. However, the victims knew where he lives, and they had a cell phone recording that allegedly showed a male partially clothed in front of a residence. Again, we're going to say the sentence, engaged in a sexual performance with a vacuum cleaner. I'm glad that there are not further details on
I
that because I don't want more
I want to
details.
know if they took. I want to know if they took the vacuum cleaner in. It was like, where on the vacuum plushie did he touch you? Like
The
that's what I
vacuum
want.
cleaner has been, I don't know. There's This is
Traumatized? Yes.
traumatizing. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence inside the vacuum cleaner is all I'm guessing.
Jesus, Greg.
Well, just
You're not.
saying.
I mean, you're not wrong. I guess.
That's
So.
probably, I don't know. That sounds awful though. I mean,
Yep.
no, just don't. No pork chop
I mean,
throwing.
there are creative ways that people have found over the years to masturbate. Heating
Sure.
up a watermelon and coring it out is one of the favorites. But
Ew.
yeah,
Vacuum
it's
cleaner. No, that sounds like that could lead to a hospital visit is all I'm saying. Um,
yeah.
yeah. The man and his wife live in a private development, and just if you're gonna do all these things, just do it in your apartment. You have a place that you can go. You're not homeless. You have a vacuum clearly. So is it a cordless? I have so many questions that I don't want answered.
There are many questions. Yes.
And I don't want any of them answered because I do not want to know.
Oh, I want them answered.
Do you want the answers?
I want blow by blow, or rather a vacuum by
Suck,
vacuum.
suck by suck, not blow
Suck
by
by
blow.
suck. Blow. Suck by suck.
Stop!
Oh god.
It's
We're done. Continue.
Stop. Yeah.
Anyways, they found him.
Anyway, yeah, they found him. He has been arrested, Brian. Police were reviewing doorbell camera footage of the incident from as many Ring customers as they could to try to find the man from the video. They did
Mhm.
find him, and an arrest warrant has been issued for him. And has been released following his arrest and will appear for a court hearing sometime next month.
On his own recognizance.
Yes.
As long as he
Well, I
stays
mean,
away. As long as he stays away from vacuums.
the only true victims are everyone's eyes and the poor vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truth.
And the vacuum cleaner's not alive, thankfully. So there's not, I mean, it's
Not yet.
whoa.
But what
Wait,
if? What if the man's spunk
no. No. I know. No. Well, I know what
gave it life,
Brian. Brian, no.
and
I'm
now it's a horrible vacuum human
vacuum baby.
abomination to God?
Well, I already know what Brian's movie pitch is going to be about now.
Oh, it's
So.
going to be so much weirder, Greg. It's going to be so much weirder than you can possibly imagine.
Oh, I thought it couldn't get worse than sexual performance with the vacuum cleaner, and yet here we are with half man, half vacuum babies, and I'm afraid. So anyway, God, I've never needed to say this more. I'm Craig, and that is the hey he got arrested news. Back to you,
Yes.
Brian. Back to you in the studio.
I'm going to regale you with the story of Spam.
Spam. You're talking about the meat product popular in Hawaii?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So Hormel, the Hormel
Yes.
Corporation, starts in 1960 or 1936 when they basically wanted to sell more pork shoulder because it was kind of like an offcut. So
Okay.
basically the guy was like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it all together and throw in some spices with a little bit of water, a little bit of sugar, and a shitload of salt.
Okay.
And so spam usually stands for shoulder of pork and ham, but is actually stands for spiced ham.
Yeah, I thought it was spiced ham. We had a question that revolved around spam in
Mhm.
trivia a couple of weeks ago when we went, and it was spiced ham is what the answer was. So yeah, that's how I understood it too.
Yes. So, but here's the crazy thing. So sales were kind of slow until World War II, when, yes, I'm going to say these words, spam goes to war.
Say it
So
again. Say it again. Say it again.
spam goes to war.
I don't know why that makes me so happy, but it does.
So so basically, we all know how spam comes packaged, right? It
It's in a
comes
little
in a in
blue
a
can.
in
Yeah.
a can, and guess what? How do you feed thousands and thousands and thousands of people?
Canned goods, my friend.
Correct. And how easy is it to throw in a can of spam?
Very easy, Brian.
Pretty easy. So they fed the troops.
Bam,
Spam
go
went to
war.
war feeding our allies. It also fed our allies in Britain, and and it just kept going. And the big thing now, here's why it's so popular in Hawaii.
Okay, yeah,
Because
I
A,
am curious.
it's hard to get things in Hawaii, but
Fair.
also Hawaii is the gateway to the Pacific Theater.
Sure.
So they were all there. They had all the spam, and it caught on. It just
Okay.
caught on. That's how it started. So yeah, there is also a. Apparently, I just realized this right now after reading this. It hosts an annual spam festival in Hawaii.
Ooh, Spam Fest.
Yes. And then spam, kind of fell into the lexicon, we all know, and just
Yeah,
kind of became a
sure.
joke. But never forget, spam is an army veteran.
Spam goes to war.
Spam
100%,
goes to war.
100% the art for this week is going to be a can of Spam dressed in army fatigues. It's going to be. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but that's
Now,
what.
it needs to be crazy. He needs to have a Browning auto rifle. Just look up what it is. It's a giant anti-personnel gun,
Okay,
and he needs to be holding one of those giant ass rifles.
and he'll have sunglasses. We'll do the whole thing. We'll do it right. We'll do it right.
Yeah,
The can of Spam, and
little
it'll say
bandolier.
Spam goes to war. That's
Spam goes to war.
Oh, that's my favorite. I thought there wouldn't be a sentence better than a sexual performance with a vacuum cleaner, and yet we have spam goes to war, and I don't know which one of those is greater.
Oh my god.
But we have an embarrassment of riches of
We
sentences from
we
this
do.
episode, and I'm kind of here for it and kind of
Oh,
loving it.
oh, I'm tearing up. Oh god. But anyways, as an aside, I fucking love spam. I grew up in Alaska. I love
Yeah,
spam.
well that makes sense because Alaska is probably hard to get food.
And I've probably had every variety of spam.
Okay, how often do you eat
Maybe,
spam?
maybe like 4 times a year.
Okay,
I mean,
wow.
it does have a heart-stopping amount of salt.
I was gonna
Like,
say the sodium content is kind of a non-starter for me, but
yeah, it's got a lot. Like the best way to do it is you have to have, I think it's called spam light, where they use, instead of like 1,500 plus grams of sodium, it's around like 100.
whoa, so 1/15th of the amount of sodium?
Yeah.
That's gotta be a different product then, honestly.
No, it
Like,
tastes exactly the same.
what? Well, why don't they just make all the
Yeah.
Spam that way then? Some people don't want that much sodium?
Well, I mean, it does have like a 5 to 7 year shelf life, so.
That's true, that's true, it can last forever.
And of
Wow.
course, Craig, it went to war.
Well, it's a veteran. Thank you for your service, Spam.
That's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna be like, every time I see a can of spam, we'll be like,
Salute! Spam went to war.
salute.
Honor.
They have the special support our troops in a green can with green spam. Ugh, that's gross,
Green
actually.
Spam! I do not like green Spam and eggs. I will not eat them.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I wasn't expecting the history of Spam, but that's good. Okay, you ready already? Okay, go.
I have a ridiculous.
I'm sure.
I, honestly, Craig, I'm gonna pass the floor off to you because I already know that this is probably going to be one of the most batshit insane, like,
You you have the ingredients
things
to
I'm
work
about
with.
to say.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not scared about what's gonna be coming from you there, but, okay. Our story begins in a cupboard.
Okay.
There is just a regular can of Spam. It's just sitting there. It's a dark night. It's raining outside, and, then some lightning kinda pours through. You
Kadoom!
can hear it. Yeah, yeah, you hear the Foley work of the lightning and the thunder
Yeah.
crashing and everything. It's still mostly
Oh,
calm. It's not like a really heavy rainstorm at first, but then the rain intensifies at the beginning, and then there's the giant bolt of lightning. That
please, please tell me it makes this can of Spam sentient.
Yes, Brian, it crashes through the window. You do this all the time to me. I'm telling my story, and then you get ahead of me, like yes, that's what happens, Brian. The lightning bolt
Yes,
crashes through the
yes.
window into the
How
cupboard.
now, how shitty is the CGI? Like double, like super shitty,
Brian,
like
it's on Tubi.
70s. Okay, so it's gonna be very shitty, and I'm excited.
Correct, correct. We did not get
Yes.
Spielberg
Okay.
involved with this. Yeah,
Yes.
Skywalker, Ranch is not doing the CGI.
Skywalker
Mo
sound, no.
Yeah,
ILM, none of that. We're
none
d-
of
we're
that.
d- we're we're we're
Yes,
we're s- we're, we're basically gonna give it to an intern, and he's gonna animate it. Love it.
correct. He's probably just using AI at this point because that seems like probably the cheapest way to go. So, the lightning flashes, it hits the can, and then there's a stirring inside the cupboard. Legs pour forth from the Spam can, arms, not a head, but eyeballs on the top of the can,
Love it.
and it starts to move around. And it starts to live and move and have its being. And his name is Sam. He's decided immediately.
Sam. Okay.
Sam Spam. So Sam
Sam Spam.
Spam,
Okay.
yeah, he crawls out of the cupboard. He's still the size of a can of Spam, so he's not large.
Oh, okay. So he's not big. Okay.
He's not big, and he decides that he can't stay in this home any longer because he doesn't want to be a burden to the Smiths, who are the people who live in this house.
Please tell me
He
there's a tearful goodbye,
he
like
leaves a note.
discovery and then tearful goodbye.
He leaves a note, which confuses the Smiths because they just thought it was a can of Spam. But he's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He leaves a note, and now that can of Spam has been in the cupboard for like 18 years, and so he remembers like all of his memories from when he was just a can of Spam. So he like remembers everybody walking by. He kept wondering if anyone was ever going to eat him, but nobody ever did. He just kind of sat there, and
Yeah.
he grew to love the Smiths. So he feels bad, but he also is like, I can't now that I'm sentient and I can walk around. I have all these memories of being in this kitchen
Of
and all
this
of
fucking
this family.
cupboard opening 100
Yeah,
times.
exactly, and I love this family, even though they didn't eat me when I was a perfectly good
Yeah.
food product, but I
Okay.
can't be a burden to them now that I'm an 18-year-old can of Spam. I have to find my own way. But I'm 18 years
Okay.
old, so I can, enlist Brian, because he didn't there's not a lot of work out there for a sentient can of Spam named Sam.
Yes.
So he goes to the Army recruiting office, and he's like, "Would a can of Spam be able to serve?" And the recruiter looks at him and goes, "Absolutely, son. Spam goes to war."
Spam goes to war.
And so a war breaks out because America 2026, and he gets sent. Yeah, I know that's dark, but he gets sent to wherever we're going to fight a war, which could be anywhere at this point: Venezuela, Greenland, I don't know, Panama,
Yeah.
Denmark. Who's to say where he goes? He goes to wherever the front lines are, and
Mhm.
then it's just basically like a war movie. So we're talking, I don't know, 1916 type of story, or
Yeah.
what's the Spielberg one where they like land on Normandy? Very famous,
Saving Private
Saving
Ryan.
Private Ryan. Yeah, it's kind of like Saving Private Ryan, but with Spam, and it's just a war movie. But the main protagonist who's trying to survive
It's
and
like,
get through is just a can of Spam. So that's like the one
okay.
twist to it. Otherwise, it's just a straightforward war movie, except that the main
Okay.
protagonist is a can of Spam that was animated by lightning after living in the Smith's
Mm.
kitchen for 18 years. And
Okay.
yeah, and he fights his way through the war. We'll have to decide whether or not he survives or he doesn't make it. But I think
I think this is how it should end.
okay,
It should be like a giant thing where like everyone's so hungry, and he's like, and he's like, you know what, boys, I can offer you one thing, and then he just rips off his like little his little thing, and they just eat him, and it's like
They
this
just eat him,
rousing thing. And then
oh, he
like
offers himself as a sacrifice to save his
yeah,
troop. That's brilliant.
yeah,
Before that, he has to fight battles where people are throwing pork chops at each other because
yes,
everyone's run out of actual weapons, so pork chops, yeah, that becomes a thing. He
yes,
he has to fight off a guy who wanted to hang out, but it was too late at night, and then so they politely said no, but then he comes back with a machete, and so then the whole
yeah,
battle breaks out at midnight because the guy who wanted to hang out goes
yes,
crazy, and so they have to put him down. So there are many battles that are fought as a result of this. There is going to be a scene where someone walks into a house and a beheaded man is found, and they have to like
mm,
figure out whether or not they need to try to track down the killer. I mean,
yes,
there'll be a lot of scenes. Um, there will be one scene where he walks in and there's just this woman who's upset because the DoorDasher put down the hutch for the rabbits on the porch, and he's like, I'm an Army GI enlisted can of spam. What do you expect me to do about this, ma'am?" And she's like, "I don't know. It's clear you can't do anything." And she just acts all
I
caring.
just
He
wanted to
starts,
vent.
I needed someone to listen about my troubles about having this hutch on the porch for a while.
Wow.
So he solves problems everywhere he goes, and then at the end, you're right, he has to offer himself up to save the rest of his mates in battle
Yeah.
because they're hungry.
It's really the futility of war.
Yeah, I think that's the real thing that we learned through all this is that war is hell, and even if you're a can of spam, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's yeah, the horrors of war really, and how it affects tin metal packed meat.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
my movie. There's my movie pitch.
Okay.
All right, I'm afraid now. Everyone,
In a,
buckle
in
your
a, in a,
seatbelts. Brian's got that look in his eye.
in a similar vein, it's going to be animated, kind of like Sausage Party. If you've
You're
ever seen Sausage Party.
I've been listening back. So you've really fallen into this like your love of animation now. Like that is your
Well,
movie
I love. Well, it's
choice.
easy to do.
I
It's
know, yeah, and it
easier.
gives you
It's
options.
easier
It
to
gives you
do.
options. I'm not
Yeah.
criticizing. I just love the fact that you've really kind of turned into like a latter day Walt Disney, and you just want to like animate everything. So it's great.
Oh no, it won't be hand drawn or anything. It'll be like that crappy CGI. Well, not
Okay.
crappy, but Anyways, so it'll be animated, and it's
Okay.
basically gonna be this can of spam working on a farm, falls in love with a vacuum cleaner.
We both have anthropomorphic
Um,
cans of spam. I'm sorry. That's
yep,
great.
and an anthropomorphic vacuum cleaner.
Oh no.
Named,
No, 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 no.
buckle up, Craig. Buckle up, buddy. Falls in love with that, and then World War II happens.
Oh, so it's like a period piece.
Yeah. So World War II happens, and he's like,
Okay.
I don't want to go. The can of spam's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And so eventually he gets drafted and he goes. And he goes to war. The can of spam goes to war and survives all sorts of horrors.
Mhm.
Like, for example, a guy, one of the people in his platoon gets beheaded, and
Mm.
you know, just no head, can't find the head, and it turns out that the person who did the deed was like, this head is a thing of beauty, and it's like, what is wrong with you, man? And anyways, so and there's all sorts of like horrible things like war is hell type stuff,
Sure, sure.
and so you know he's kind of grizzled and all this stuff,
Wait, wait,
and
Brian. Is he fighting his way through it all because he knows he's got his girl at home, the vacuum cleaner?
correct,
Okay.
correct, yes, and
Okay.
so and so eventually he gets a letter saying spam, I'm pregnant, and he gets really excited, and
It's
but
not
he's
his
still but he's still
it's not his baby, is it? Oh no. Oh
oh,
no.
let me finish.
I'm sorry. It's not his baby though.
It is his baby.
Okay, thank God. Thank
It
God.
is his baby.
Are you sure it's his baby?
It's
You
his
did a
baby.
paternity test.
It's his baby. Yes.
Okay,
So
I'm
anyways,
sorry.
it's his baby, and so he's like, "Oh, I gotta survive and see her." He ends up going to the Pacific Theater, and they love him in Hawaii, and he's like, "No, I gotta go." And then he eventually goes to Japan, and he's fighting in Japan, and then he gets captured, and he's a POW for like 18 months, you know, surviving all sorts of horrors and hardships, and where they'll like open his lid and then weld it back shut, kind of thing.
Stupid. Stupid.
like "Ah!" and they like weld it shut. Anyways,
Yeah. No, I had you when you said they were opening his skin and then welding it back short. And they were torturing him. Yes, it makes sense. I get it.
okay, great. And so he eventually gets liberated, right? And he
Okay.
goes back and he's like grizzled and changed, but he still has love for
Yeah, for vacuum cleaner.
his vacuum cleaner. And because at this point he's been gone for like 3 years, and everyone thinks he's dead, right? And so eventually he goes back, and the vacuum cleaner's like spam, spam, and he's like, I'm just here to see my child. I know it's been a while. She never remarried, but
Oh, that's
she
good.
did
That's
have
good.
another child with his best friend.
No.
So there's a half vacuum cleaner, half spam baby, and
Okay.
half human vacuum cleaner baby.
Okay.
And Craig, they are both eldritch horrors, like
You don't say.
like awful amalgamations of like evil, not evil, just awful
Just
things.
twisted. Yeah, twisted.
Yes, and so so spam is like, oh, I don't know the name of the vacuum cleaner. I guess Kenmore or whatever the hell, whatever brand it is. He's like, I
Archie.
still love you if you love me. And she goes, yes. And so they raise these two kids on the farm, and eventually the other child is like, Daddy, why don't I look like you? Why do I only look like mommy? And he tells a story, and then he goes, but it's like, I am the dad who stepped up, not the stepdad. And so it's a touching story of what can go well, you
Well,
know.
what happened to their best friend? His best friend that was the father of the child, though. Where'd that guy
Killed in
go?
the war.
Oh, he died in battle. Okay.
Yeah, killed in the war.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yes, because he goes back to tell her he's a POW, and then he's like, and then then they have a giant. So it'll be a giant scene that's filmed that's basically like a dance. It's like a delicate dance. It's a sexual performance,
With the vacuum
as it
cleaner.
were. With a vacuum cleaner. So
I don't know if I love this or hate it. I can't decide.
yes. Well,
It's something. It's something.
it is something, yes. I think, but like I was gonna have it go originally a lot darker, but then I was like, you know what? Let's keep it above board this time. Let's
Yeah.
keep it above board, because I
My
was gonna
story is
make
the
like
war as hell. No, don't tell us
my
what. Don't just let it go. Like let it be the darkness. Or
yeah.
you can let us know if you need to. I guess.
Well, the thing that I was gonna do is I was gonna have it be like he comes back, and then it turns into a horror movie, and this like human vacuum creature is like, and he's like no,
It's a monster. They've
not
created a monster. I liked it. I
not
like.
not the experimentation. And it turns out he has to kill his own half child.
I like that you didn't go that direction.
Yeah, I didn't feel like going that dark.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, because there's so much like discrimination against half vacuum, half spam babies.
yes.
Like people are acting like shouldn't exist in nature when it's a very natural thing for a procreation to happen between a can of spam and a vacuum cleaner, and that child should be loved despite it looking like an eldritch horror, as you say.
Yes.
Yeah, because we all deserve love,
But
even half
but,
vacuum cleaners, half spam babies.
but it isn't an eldritch horror.
Would that be a Q-tip, Brian?
It sure would be a Q-tip. Yes.
No, that is about as pure as the driven snow.
Yes. But how do you know?
How do I know that it's
Like,
pure as driven snow? Well, I have eyes, Brian.
yes.
I can look at it and be like, even though this mysterious swab, no one knows how to use it. It's such a thing of beauty that I'm just glad I have them, even though I don't know what to do with them because
Well,
it's really an art piece more than anything. I'm pretty sure because no one.
well,
It's
let
like
me
a
tell
big
you.
mystery as to what they're for. No one
What
knows.
when you pull it out of the container,
Yeah.
you just flip that container over. Now, I know I'm blowing your mind here.
Wait.
Stay with
Wait. You
on the
mean the
back.
other side? The
The
back
other
side?
side, the back side of the container has
What?
words, and the words tell you what you should be doing with that Q-tip. And one of them is install as an art piece, but that's
Well,
not all they're
clearly.
used.
I mean, that's the obvious use of it. But there's other uses. You saying?
Correct. And you know how you would know?
Wait, you're saying there's words. If I read those words, will it tell me how to use them?
It will.
So what you're
Yes.
saying is that I should always read the back of the Q-tip box?
I am always saying you should read the back of the Q-tip box.
Untitled with Brian and Craig is produced and edited by me, Brian Dunnigan. It is also hosted by me, Brian Dunnigan, as well as Craig Dodge. Opening and ending themes are created by AI, so nobody has a license to those.